New beauty products that have surprised me. Hi, I'm Laura Ray, and I have so many fun products to share with you. Sunscreen's so important for all of us, and most of you who watch, I'm sure, have seen me talk about Alana Mitchell, her amazing sunscreen that I love to wear every day. But some of you have also told me that's not quite in your price range. So I have one for you that's so affordable, I'm really enjoying. It's from Eucerin. It's their sensitive mineral face. Now, I've shared that I have very sensitive skin that breaks out using most sunscreens. The only kind I can really use anymore are mineral. And that's what this is. And this one doesn't have as much. It has a 35 SPF as opposed to Alana Mitchell, which I believe is a 44. But what I like about this, it says it's made for all skin tones. Now, I've only tried it on myself. I'm really looking forward to my daughter Danielle trying it because she has fair skin. And I would love to hear if any of you have a deeper skin tone and you've tried this, how it's worked for you, because of course I'm just trying it on my own skin. And really my skin tone is a light medium. So let me show you how this works. I'm just going to pin my hair back and we'll go ahead and put some on. I really like the color of this. It works well with my skin tone, but it doesn't give me quite the coverage the Alana Mitchell does. But I would say it gives me more coverage than the Dermatology. That's another one I purchased, and I really love that. It just doesn't give me, as far as looking like a foundation, as much coverage. Now, a couple of people have commented that you need 3 finger strips full to get all the coverage you need. And I did know that, and I wanted to share that with you. I know I've seen Angie do that. Angie Hot and Flashy show that. But many times when I'm filming, I might film before school and I'm not going to be outside much, so the coverage I put on would be enough for what I'm doing during the day. Or I might be filming right before bed like I am now, so I'm just going to wash my face afterwards. But I do want to point out that the correct amount would be like 3 finger strips full like this. So I've probably put 1 finger strip full on this side of my face, and I think I've covered fairly well. I want you to see how it looks as far as, does it look close to using a foundation? I found that this was a little bit, I feel, stickier than Alana Mitchell, as far as it's a little bit shinier, a little bit dewier to the touch. So for me personally, I want to put a powder over it when I'm done because I have my hair down a lot and I don't want it sticking to my face, which is how I feel this will be. But it still is quite beautiful. I really like the way it looks. It gives me, like I said, I think a little more coverage than what the Dermatology sunscreen did. So let me know what you think about it. I think this really turned out beautiful, and I think it gives me more coverage than the Dermatology, but maybe a little less than Alana Mitchell. But this is pretty close. And it is a little tackier, I feel, than the Alana Mitchell. But again, I can solve that by putting a powder on. Let's go to the other side of the face. Now, let me get a little closer. So there's the Eucerin. And then here's the side where I'm not wearing anything. And I think it really does have a beautiful finish. Now let's go ahead and move on to the other side. I like the way it spreads. It really does feel like sort of like a medium weight moisturizer, not super thin, like the La Roche-Posay sunscreen that I had felt a lot thinner than this. This feels a little bit thicker. I've been wearing it and I think it looks really good on my skin. I do still like to put a little powder, like the Loreal powder like this over it to get a more polished look. But this is very neutral toned. I've tried so many of these sunscreens and some of them just are too orange. I feel, at least on my skin tone, this is not orange at all. Now, if I were going out, I would cover my neck, cover my ears. But like I said, I'm just filming and I'm going to go to sleep. So I think I'll stop there, but I just want to show you both sides. I am really impressed by this. Let's move on to a foundation. Recently, I ordered this little travel size of the Maracuja Juicy Glow. I've heard really good things about it. I bought it in medium neutral and it was too dark for me. I tried it all over the face and it was just too much. So I went back to Ulta. This looks good mixed with a sunscreen, so this won't go to waste. But if I wanted to wear it alone, then I went back and got this light neutral. So I wanted to put it on for you today so you could see how it would look. I'm going to go ahead and put it right on top of this Eucerin. I love the look of this. It's a beautiful product. I feel like this, compared with, say, CC cream, is just a little bit thinner, not as heavy looking on the skin, which I really like. If I had to choose between the IT Cosmetics CC cream and this, I would pick this. I love the look of it. And of course, right now it looks very dewy on my skin because I haven't put any powder on. But let's take a look. It spreads so nice and it looks great in the under eye. So I almost feel like I don't need concealer right now because it just spreads so beautifully. I really love it. So here's the Tarte, and then here's with only the Eucerin. I really love this. So I'm going to finish up, and I use so little because I do have the tinted sunscreen on already. So the amount of product I'm using of the Tarte is so little. Just little tiny drops in areas. That's it. But I think it gives a little more polished look, covers up little bits of discoloration that I have in the skin. My nose is a little red with, just broken blood vessels and things. So having a foundation on my nose and into this cheek area just really helps give an overall more polished look. So here I am with the Tarte. I'm really loving this. I heard so much about this product that I had to try it. I've never really tried a yellow under eye concealer. And Ole Henriksen has this one, and it's called the Banana Bright Vitamin CC Stick. I'd seen some people on Instagram talking about it, so I thought, I wonder if it would work for mature skin because everyone was much younger than me. So I'm going to take out my Angie, my Hot and Flashy concealer brush, and I'm just doing some on the inner and outer corner of the eye like this. And then going in and pouncing. I really like the look of this yellow. Normally, when I go in the under eye, I use something very pink, like the Catrice that I've talked about. So I've never tried using yellow, but yellow seems to work very nice. It's so close to my own skin tone, but does give me some brightness, and I found it didn't crease in my under eye. So I really love this. I believe in it, it says that it has vitamin CC. It's actually called vitamin CC stick because it has vitamin C in it. But I love it. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer the yellow over a pink? I think it looks pretty great. Now let's go on to the eyes. I shared with you recently that Alter Ego had sent me some eyeshadow palettes, and so I thought we would use this one today. It's called the Coastal palette, And look at these shades. Beautiful. You've got duochromes, mattes. Now, before I apply anything, I am going to put on my Sorme on my lids. I talk about that so much. This is my Sorme undershadow, and this is a concealer. You can use it in the under eye. It is magnificent, and this will really bring out the color of the eyeshadow too and make it more true. So that was quick and easy. Let's go into the shadow. I thought I would do more of a purple look because I don't normally do that often, and I love purples. So I'm going to go into this shade here, Shell, and just sort of put this right on the mobile lid. And I find that these shadows, even though they're super affordable, blend beautifully. So look at how pretty that shade is. Beautiful. Now let's go in with this one. This is Pearl. This shade here is called Pearl, and it just looks so beautiful over the purple shade. It just has like a wet look to it. I thought this was so pretty. Now remember when our moms, and maybe you did, I used to do this, we never used to bring our shadow up here. I know a lot of us only put shadow on the mobile lid. That's how we did it in the 70s and the 80s. But I am going to go in with this shade, Breeze. It's a very soft shade, and I'm going to bring that into the crease just to bring the eye look up further. But you wouldn't need to. You could have just put it just right on the mobile lid, and that would have been great. A beautiful look. But I like for my shadow to show when my eyes are open. So when my eyes are open, you're going to see this much here. And I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Take a clean brush. I'll use this one from BK Beauty and just sort of smoke it out a little bit. I really love this eye look. Now for liner, let's just do this. We're just going to use shadow. I'm not going to even use an eye pencil. This is so easy. Let's go in with a deeper shade here. I'm going to choose this soft gray here. I think this would be beautiful as a liner. And I'm just going to brush right along the lash line. This brush I'm using, I just purchased it. I'm going to show you at another point how to use it in the brows, but this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz brush. It's the number 12. And boy, it works great for eyeliner too. So it works wonderful for your brows and also for eyeliner. I love when brushes are great at multiple things. So I don't always have to be purchasing different brushes. Now, what I'm doing right now is just going in the outer third of my eye, just to give a little bit of more of an open-eyed look. I like doing the outer third. That's usually what I do. I don't usually do the whole under eye anymore. I feel like it closes my eyes off. But if I do the outer third, I feel I get a more open look and a little more definition to the eye shape. Wow, that was such a simple look, but look at how luxe my eyes look. I really love this. Now, we're going to go ahead and do brows with a brand new brow product from Loreal. It's their Infallible Brows up to 24 hours of wear. Now, they didn't have taupe, which is the shade that I really love to buy for my brows, but I ended up with light brunette because my brows are pretty much that shade between a taupe and a light brunette. Now, let's talk about the brush. This side of the brush, there's a flat side, and then one with a lot of bristles. And I feel like this brush really catches on the brow hair. I've been enjoying it so much. I'm going to come in a little closer so I can see better. And I just brush the hairs up, and then I'm going to brush them down in this direction. So I'm going to turn the brush, go in this direction. My goal is to cover each side of the hair. So the more different directions you brush them in, it's like you're coating the hair, and you'll get much thicker brows. So this is my right brow. I am really loving this. This is no pencil, nothing. And it really did cover the hair very well. So let's go ahead in on the left side and do that side. But what do you use for your brows? Do you use pencil? Do you use any kind of like a liquid gel like this? What have you tried? You know, I have fine brows, so I usually find that a mixture of products, maybe a pencil and a gel, but today I just wanted to use this and see how it would do on its own. And so again, I'd like to brush the wrong way, brush them up, brush them down, brush them a bunch of different directions so that all the hair is covered. But an important part of any of these products is to, once it dries, to go through it with a spoolie. So I'm going through this side because I don't want people to see like a clump of product or anything like that. So I think this side is pretty well brushed out. Once this dries a little better, I'll brush this side out. And again, it's supposed to last up to 24 hours. Now, I wore this today, and it did seem to stay on really nice. While that's drying, I want to talk a little bit about outlining the brow and really making it stand out. So I have two different products we're going to compare today. One is more affordable. This is from Arches and Halos, and this is a two-sided pencil. One side is matte, one side is like a highlighter. The other we'll be comparing with is the Anastasia. This is their highlighting duo pencil. Now, one thing you will notice right away, the Halos pencil is more of a beige tone to it, and the Anastasia is more of, has a little bit of a peach. This is the Anastasia, and then this is Arches and Halos. So there's definitely not a dupe going on here for the color, but it's the same kind of a product. Now the highlighter on the Anastasia has more of a metallic to it, where what I noticed with the Halo, and again, this is a different shade, more of a gold, I noticed a little bit of like glitter in it. So the texture of it or the way it looks is a little bit different, and definitely the shades are different. But once you blend it out, they do tend to look a little more similar. So let's do this side, Arches and Halos. And what I'm going to do is just go under the brow and above the brow to give it a little more shape and to stand out. And let's take, I'm going to use a flat brush. Now I could have used the Anastasia brush, but right now it's covered in the brow product. So I'm going to just blend it out with this flat brush. Now the purpose of this is to give the brows more definition than if you just don't put any kind of concealer there. Now you could use a regular concealer. You could take one you already have at home. The benefit of this is the shape of the pencil makes it really super easy to draw it on and then blend it out. So you can see there definitely is more definition to the brow this way. and maybe even a little more lifted look. Now, what they do a lot of times will take the highlight and put it up at this end of the brow. Let's try that out just to give a little highlight. Okay, so that's the arches and halos. Let's go ahead and brush through these brows. I think I got a little more product on this side than I did this. So that's something that is a little challenging when you're first starting with these kind of products, is that you're not going to perfectly maybe get the same amount. But what I'm going to do is a lot of blending here with my spoolie to take off some of it so they look more even. And that's what you can do. If you get too much product, just take your spoolie and do blending. You can move the hairs like this. And then now I think they look much more even. Let's take the Anastasia pencil and shape the brow like this, and I'll take the flat brush. The flat brush I'm using is from, it's just one I had from a company. I bought a lot of brushes together. It's Loreal, but just any flat brush will work just to blend out. I think on this side I need to get a little bit more with the brows underneath. It looks like I didn't cover those hairs good. So I'm going to take this back and cover these a little bit more so the brow goes down fuller. So while we're doing that, let's take a look at these two pencils. Now, I didn't go under the eye with the highlighter. Let's do that. That's the highlighter shade. And then we can blend that out. I really like that. That really brightened. I think that was a little brighter than the arches and halo. What do you think? Let's put a little bit more over here. Maybe I just didn't apply as much. So I would say this is more about personal preference. Which one do you like? Do you like the arches and halo side or the Anastasia? To me, the Anastasia definitely is a little bit brighter. Just sort of makes that eye stand out more. So I'm going to brush through this brow. I still may want to blend a little bit before we finish. All right, so we're done with the brows, and what we're going to do now is mascara. And this mascara is from Honest Beauty, and the reason I bought it was one of you. A couple of weeks ago, someone said, I would just like a gel tint for my lashes, not all this mascara, something very natural looking. So I found this from Honest Beauty that I wanted to share. It's their Healthy Serum Infused Lash Tint. So this was the one that I found that I thought fit the bill the most. The wand, as you can see, is very straight, very thin, doesn't pick up tons of product. And I'm just going to go at the base of the lash and sort of wiggle. And what I like about this, it comes off the lashes nice when you go to wash it off. And it does give a very feathery, natural look to the lashes. That's your Honest Beauty lash tint, and then with nothing. I think it's really great for every day. If you don't want something so intense and you're looking for more clean beauty, I think this is a really good one. I like this brush that I can get at the base of the lash. Now, another thing you could do is take this brush that I've talked a lot about from Delium. It's a bent brush made for mascara. So you could actually take this, get some of the lash tint on the brush, and then go right in at the base of the lash and wiggle, and that will give you a nice, more defined look. to the lash. Now I see I got some there. I will clean that up in a moment with some Q-tip. But let's go in. Another thing I like to do is you can actually coat the lashes. I can take the brush and coat them, and that works really well. So this little bit brush is a gem. Let's talk about blush. I have a very affordable blush to share with you. It's called Cheeky Blush, Tintark Cheeky Blush. And I think this is so beautiful. It looks great on the cheeks. Let's go in and just tap some on. Very nice. Now this is a cruelty-free brand. This is such a beautiful blush, very affordable. I really like the way it looks on the cheeks. I've been trying to look for some new companies that I've never tried before. I hadn't tried anything from this company before, so I really actually like it. I think it has a nice, beautiful look. Let's talk about lips. Now, I bought a lipstick from Laura Geller. I've never tried any of her lipstick before. Let me know if you have in the comments. Now, this is the Jelly Balm lipstick in the shade Just Peachy. This reminds me so much of the lip butters from Revlon. Remember when those were big? They were some of my favorite lipsticks. This goes on so beautifully, glides on the lips. Very moisturizing. Now this isn't long lasting. You're going to have to reapply it, but I think it's worth it. I really am happy with this, that I purchased it. I think it's really great. Now, Ciate London sent me some things that I wanted to share with you. They're glosses. They're jelly glosses. And I think they're really beautiful. They sent 4 shades. So they're very thin. They have a tiny amount of color to them. So just like many of these other jelly type glosses, they're not something that you're going to get a ton of pigment from, but they feel really nice on the lips. So let's try these on. I'm going to try all 4 shades for you, but first I want you to take one last look at the Laura Geller. Okay, so let's start with the pink shade, and this is called Charm. This reminds me a lot of one from NARS that was very famous for a while. And I love the way this feels on the lips. Now keep in mind, my lips themselves are very mauve-y. So if you have more of a cherry red lip or a different shade of lip, it's going to look different on you. So let's take a look. This is Charm. This one is called Uncover, and it's more of a nude shade. To me, it looks a little like a little peachy nude. Now, on my lips, I feel like this doesn't look that much color, that you don't really see the peach so much or the nude, but it does look very pretty. The next shade is Revelation, and it looks to me like there's more pigment in this. Let's see. This almost matches my lip tone. Yeah, it looks really like the shade of my lips. They feel very comfortable on the lips. So this is Revelation. This last one is Heartbeat, and it has sort of a orange to it, but I don't think it'll look very orange on my lips. Definitely does not look orange on the lips, just has a little more of a cherry look to it. So this is Heartbeat. I'm finishing off with a new powder that I bought. This is the Kosas. Now, it's not new. It's been out a while. It's their Breezy Cloud Set, but it's new to me. I bought the travel size because I just wanted to try it out before investing all that money in it, because this is a more expensive powder. And I know with all the makeup I already have, I have a lot of powder. So it's fun to have those little minis, because then you can try it out without making such a huge commitment. So this is the finished look. What was your favorite product that I tried today? I really think that all of these products are working great. I'll give you feedback as I use them longer, but I'm really excited that I purchased them. And I do love this Ciate gloss. If I had to pick a shade, I picked the last one, because I think it shows up more on my lips. I like a little color to these jelly type glosses. So I'm really glad that they sent me these to try. And I hope that was helpful to you, so you could see how they look on. And maybe that's something you're interested in. I love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you soon.